everyone, and welcome to today's Analytics Advanced Capsule. Today's video is going to cover creating your own custom groupings when creating chart type widgets. When you would want to use custom groupings is when you are working inside of a chart type widget, specifically with the category section here. What custom grouping allows you to do is group together the values that are found inside of the categorization field for this example that I have selected here in my chart. You could do custom groupings with most of the fields that are available to you, mostly just related to the ones you select again in the category section. So I've created a simple pie chart here. It's got no filters or anything. It's just looking at my individuals form, and I'm just looking at the categorization and the number of individuals that I have inside of them. So we have, for example, 26 state government, 28 NGOs, 31 media stakeholders from the individuals form. What a custom grouping does allow me to do, for example, with those values is you could see in the categorization field, I have the local government, I have the mayors, and I have the state government. What I hope to accomplish is to group all of these three different, I guess, data points inside of the categorization field into one data point called government. So in order to do this manipulation, we actually have to go to this field here right next to category called grouping type, and we need to set it to custom, and it's going to open up this add button for us. Now, in order to start doing our custom grouping, we need to click the blue add button that is now available to us like so. And this will open up a new menu for us to use to begin creating our first grouping. The first field that's available to us is called the comparison type. This just tells us what do we want to do. Do we want to look at values that contain a certain word inside of the categorization field, anything that starts or ends with a certain series of letters or numbers, an exact value? Do we want to see things that are empty or don't have a value in the categorization field? Or do we want to pick others? In this case, we know our specific categorizations. We're just going to go with the simple with it, which is a direct comparison to the values in the categorization field. The next field is the value one. And this, if you notice, is just pulling the categorizations that we have. The value field will always lock to the options that are available to you in the categorization field. So for this example, we wanted to group the local government, the mayor, and the state government together. Let's just type in that local government, and we could just find it right there and click on it like so. So the last step would be to now give this the name. We wanted to call this just government, and we want to change the color, maybe to purple, for example. Now note that all of my other pieces of the pie are missing. This is because my grouping type is no longer on all, looking at all of the data. It's just looking at the specific data that I'm telling it to with my custom grouping type. Now, all I did was I just created 3 more rows by clicking the add button because if you remember, I wanted to group the local government, the mayors, and the state government into one category. All I needed to do was just select the right fields. The name does need to be the exact same. That is one thing to make sure of. And also the color needs to be the exact same. And it will do the grouping as so. And we can actually look to make sure it's correct just by clicking on the circle and just making sure that we have some state and local governments on the list. And it looks like they are grouped together because it's pulling both types of people just from that one data point now. So we could start doing the same thing for other stakeholders. Maybe we want landowners and the NGOs to be grouped in as local community. We could select the 2 categories as well, and we could just change this here to local community in the name column, much like we did above. And we could do the same for the bottom as well. And again, we just have to make sure they're the exact same color. And you'll see that now it's grouped the landowners and the NGO people into the local community piece of the pie. Maybe we don't really care about the other records. There are some other records left over. We could do a final grouping where we could just click add and we would just say others. And this will just take any data that's left over and give it its own piece of the pie as well. And that's it for this video. You should now be a master at creating these custom groupings. I hope you learned something new, and I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next video. Thanks for watching.